Welcome to our first video and a series of videos that we'll be looking at. Now, there's been a lot of requests for me to do videos for the beginning farmers. So we want to begin with the very basics and very few questions that I want you to ask yourself before you venture into poultry farming. First, you need to be clear what type of chicken you want to keep. When I talk about type, we have broadly let me call them 3 or 4 categories. The first one, you can decide to keep broilers, which is meat production. You can also decide to keep chicken for eggs, which are basically and purposely for egg production. You can keep the local breed, what in Kenya we call kienyeji, or the indigenous breed. We then have dual purpose. Normally it's crossbreed, improved. In Kenya, we call it kienyeji improved. Now, so you want to choose and decide from those 3 major categories, which one do you want to keep? Do you want to go for chicken that is purposely for meat? Do you want to go for chicken that is meant for eggs? Now, one thing I've discovered from my short experience, not many years as some people will share later on, but from my 10 or so years of chicken farming, I have come to realize that you need to make up your mind what you want. The challenge with the local breed, it will be more like a hobby. You do not get a lot of eggs from them. They have their own advantages. People have said they are very resistant to diseases and all that. But if you want to carry out chicken farming for business, then you need to move away from the local breed. That is why research has been done. And now we have breeds. If it's for eggs, we have a breed that has potential to give you over 300 eggs per year, as opposed to the local breed that may give you between 30 to 60 eggs. And then they go broody for a long time, or they want to lie on their eggs. If you're also interested in producing meat, you have a market, then you may contemplate keeping broilers. So today I'm not going to the details of each of those breeds. I want to highlight, just bring to your attention the fact that we have those major breeds. So going forward, then the first thing you need to do is to make up your mind. If you have capacity to keep both the broilers for meat and the layers for eggs, you can. Or if you want to go for improved, you can. But later on we'll discuss, as I've said, the various disadvantages and advantages of each of those breeds, and then make up your mind what you want. But I know the interest that has brought many of you to watch this is the interest to succeed, to run poultry farming or chicken farming as a business. Now, there are a few questions also you need to ask yourself even before you begin. One, do you have a place where you're going to start the project? You may not want to begin it on a rented piece where the owner after a while may kick you out. How promising and how secure is a place in terms of ownership? It could be rented, but as long as you have an agreement with the owner, then you can go ahead. Number 2, once you've made up your mind which breed you want to keep, or breeds, because it may be a variety of even both that we have said, the major ones or even the local ones, do you have the capital needed? Have you done the calculation, the projection, the planning? You produce a business plan. The next consideration, do you have the right people to design for you, for example, the house for the chicken? The design must be right. We'll come to that in another video where we'll talk about how do you design a good house that can ensure the chicken are safe in terms of security. They're also safe from conditions like diseases, because the house determines the kind of atmosphere that the chicken will grow in. That will also affect the returns you get if it's not done properly. The other aspect, do you have the skill required, the basic skill required to begin? It is one thing to be excited. It's one thing to talk with a friend and discover that chicken farming is very interesting. But do you have the necessary skill to be able to get into this project? You may do it yourself, or you may want to engage somebody who is skilled. Assuming you have the kind of capital needed, then you want to engage a very experienced person. But it won't harm, it won't hurt you to also get to know, have the basic knowledge. The other question that you want to ask yourself, do you want to bring what we call day-old chicks, or you want to buy those which have already been raised? One thing I need to assure you, for broilers, you may not be in a position to get those which have been raised for you because the period they take to grow is brief. Maybe the layers and the other types we talked about. Do you have the capacity, do you have the skill to raise day-old chicks? My discovery or realization is you need to learn this skill yourself. Because when somebody keeps for you and raises for you, it comes at a cost, which is okay. If you're not very sure and you still want to get into this project, you can engage somebody experienced to do that for you. But in the series of videos that we'll be sharing, we will also share step by step on how to raise day-old chicks for both broilers and also layers. So you want to get to this with full knowledge. But having said that, that will not also mean that you'll succeed from the word go. You still need to be guided by those who have been in it. And so throughout our series of videos, we will share. So this is part 1 of our sharing. So we are looking forward to giving you another video. And kindly, down there as you watch, remember to subscribe so that we'll be in a position to give you more videos. It is free. Just go down there and click on subscribe even before you view to enable us as a group. We run a group of farming venture, an enterprise we call PONCHIC, P-O-N-C-H-I-C, PONCHIC. So you'll be getting a lot of videos and a series of them from PONCHIC. So kindly, every time you watch any video, remember to subscribe if you have not. And beginning with this first part, remember to hit on the subscribe button so that we can expand and be in a position to even go live from the farm. Thank you. We will share more as we go by.